It's going to be one to remember with $200,000 on the line. The time is now. We're set. The teams are set. Let's get it started.
It is time. CWL Atlanta underway. Map 1, Arden Forest, Rise Nation, Splyce. Joe, this should be a fun one.
Yeah, it definitely should. Here we go, Arden Forest. As you said, we're on board with Gunless. You have TJ. Well, he's pushing up that middle map and already starting off with 2.
Yeah, TJ. I mean, I think when we talk about this particular map, a lot of times statistically, it's the method show, right? Like, we see him going double positive so frequently on a hard point like this, but when he's going off, that usually opens up the way for TJ to excel.
Yeah, but look at this. Splyce doing a very good job. They already have 20 seconds Jerd on that hill. And, well, Vance, he's holding that middle control method, so he's getting taken down by Tommy. So a pretty solid start for Splyce. And there we go. You have Vance on that flank. You might be able to find a couple more.
Anytime you have a opening hard point where you blank somebody, yeah, I'll give them the solid start. Rise does not look to be getting a point, and they're losing the rotation battle to the next hard point. I know there's still 15 seconds left, so you're going to have a 4v3 here for Rise Nation. But if you can win this down a man for Splyce, this could get ugly early.
Yeah, it definitely can. So here's going to be those engagements that you just talked about, TJ. Well, he's that first guy in. Tommy, though, Jerd has his help, and, well, Rise, there we go. They get all 4 down.
That's what you expect. They have the man advantage. That's a rotation you should win. The question is, can you get set up here before Splyce tries to get across the map? So they're going to be spawning out far right. They're going to be trying to push towards Broken and Ruins to get in. Gunless will be up top here. He's the man that's going to be able to do a lot of damage from this power position, and TJ will be the one soaring forward.
Yeah, I mean, just look how aggressive TJ is right now. He's able to find Mad Cat. That quickly gets traded, but as you said, Gunless in this position. Finally, a couple of grenades come in. Tommy able to pick him up. And a big set of kills coming right now, but there's Methods in that middle Ruins.
Wow, Methods going big right now as he's starting to find his way. TJ leading the way at 8 and 7, but man, this looks like it's going to be a back and forth affair. But Splyce, you know, they're still going to have a nice lead because they dominated so much at that first cave. They're going to get the final 12 or so seconds, but Rise Nation will be set up there top left. You see the spawns. They're looking good for bunker. Can they hold is the question.
TJ, though, yeah, TJ, he gets taken down with 10 seconds left. He gets cut down, so he spawns out. So now you have a 4v3. Gunless, though, able to pick up a second. Methods finds another, but there's that spawn. Look where Jerd and Bance just spawned. They spawn behind that bunker. They're going to be able to put that aggression on this bunker hill. Gunless has no idea. Wow, what a break from Splyce.
And that's, you know, you spawn out if you're TJ, you've got more influence on the other side of that hard point, and we've seen that scary spawn before. It's frustrating to deal with, and Rise Nation, they do handle it well, though. You see 3 kills on the kill feed. They get control. They're spawning Splyce out Bell. Yeah, no, it could have got a lot scarier, but Rise, they had the skill to deal with that one.
Yeah, they definitely do. Now they're holding the front of the hill. You see Looney, but 3 go down. Splyce still with 26 seconds left. They're going to get a good amount of time here. Can Rise Nation just get in contest a little bit? They're trying to do the best they can, but Mad Cat, he's out front of that hill. He's that assault rifle player that we talked about has been so dominant. He's on a 3 spree right now. Tommy, 12 and 10. Vance, 4 and 12, though, really struggling.
Yeah, Vance has got to turn it around. And, you know, Joe, we've seen so many games like this where there's no streaks early, it's relatively close, and then you get to a point where somebody starts to heat up. Who's going to be that first team to start to string together some streaks and maybe blow this one open? But it's still, I mean, early in the game, a nice lead for Splyce. They don't have cabin control right now, so this is going to be tough to break. But Vance doing what he can to patrol mid-map and pick up a couple seconds.
Yeah, and you can see Gunless, he's just making sure he has that cabin control. Splyce, they're spawning back towards that bridge. Tommy doing a great job. But Gunless still there. He's going to find a 4th as well on a 4 spree. 12 and 6. This is what we were talking about. He's going to juggle that hill and get those streaks.
And yeah, there you go. I asked when the streaks might start to come in. Apparently 10 seconds later. Gunless, can he pick up anything else with this? Just needs, God, an assist really to get anything going. He's in a position to find easy kills, you would think.
There's one. Touch.
Got everything.
Trying to touch, but he got the full streaks, as you said. So Gunless, well, he's had a solid game right now, only 24 seconds behind.
So biggest takeaway for you, Joe, just through that first rotation, anything that really stood out for you?
I mean, I think the solid start from Splyce, but you can tell just looking at the scoreboard how well Rise Nation has turned it around. I mean, if they get that bunker control, if those spawns don't come in, this score is probably flipped. Now they have Cave. As you said, first halves tend to be a little bit slow. So this second half, this is where Rise can really take it away.
And can they answer back? You got to remember, Splyce has 84 points. What, 50 of those, I think, came from Cave, 49, somewhere around there. They dominated from that position. Can they do it again? A couple kills come in. They're right back in the hard point. TJ's the low man up here to try and apply pressure. A nice grenade in. That should end Tommy's life. Can he win the second gunfight? No, not able to do it. But once again, Cave seems to be primarily controlled by Splyce here. And whenever you have one hardpoint that ends up being a big separation come games in, that could be the difference.
Yeah, definitely is. Still a 20-second game. Methods pushed up towards his hill. He's got some help. You can look at that mini-map, see how they're getting that cross. That's TJ able to pick up 2, but he gets taken down. There's the trade. So yeah, Splyce, they're going to give up these last 14, and we're going to head towards that ruins, but those streaks are still alive on Gunless.
Is it a little bit odd to you that the guy kind of leading the way in overall kills and deaths is TJ, but on the other side it's Tommy? I feel like TJ makes sense, but Tommy, how is he kind of going kill for death with TJ?
I mean, he's playing very aggressive with that STG. I think, well, again, Bance and Jurds are having games where they're struggling. They're both double negative. There's some more streaks for Rise Nation. This could get very scary very quickly. Some great team nades coming in from Splyce. But again, a lot of streaks for Rise.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, those streaks, they give you a chance to, I mean, it can almost make up for a sloppy rotation, right? Like you don't have the best setup or can let you grab a little bit of extra time at the tail end of a hard point. Now they're starting to call these in. Will this be what starts to open up the game? Still very back and forth, but 4 dead on the kill feed, and this is going to be a nice chunk of time here for Rise. And then the big thing is, if they get all this time here, which they should, when we rotate across out a bunker, if they can use a streak here to bust through,
yeah,
this is where it can really open up.
Though. You can see 2 players spawn out of Splyce. If you're Splyce, you got them to use 2 streaks methods, and I believe that's Looney. Are they going to think those players spawn out? They are. You can see Looney turns around, able to find 1, but they both get taken out. Another score streak being called down. Well, Rise Nation, they are starting to push that back. These are going to be the big engagements for this Bunker Hill, a 25-point lead. TJ, he's just trying to get contest, but a great nade coming through that window.
They got the back spawn and they got the contest. Right now, I mean, you got the better position if you're Rise Nation. If you're Splyce, you just have to contest to your best of your ability here. Jurd should be finished.
Shots.
And almost TJ able to gun one more. Looney knows he's weak and he's trying to clear out the front, but this has been pretty good from Splyce, I think. I mean, considering the spawn you have for Rise Nation, Rise has only got a couple seconds.
Yeah, but again, they're holding that 28-point lead. Then we're going to head towards that East Road Hill. You know, very back and forth. TJ finally breaks in. He finds 2. Looney trying to find the last guy here. This is Mad Cat. Some nice shots on a Gunless, but there we go. Gunless able to pick up 2. Gunless 21 and 16. TJ 27. And everyone positive, right, on Rise Nation. This is what's so dangerous about this roster.
And usually, you know, like I mentioned earlier, when that disparity kind of starts to get bigger and bigger, that kill advantage towards Rise, that's when the streaks usually become a bigger and bigger part of the game. But here we go. We'll get set up for East Road. You don't typically see anyone take a ton of time here, Joe. But right now, Splyce set up. Unfortunately, catch. Mortars come on in, able to connect on 1 and back somebody up into Cave. Can Bance stay alive in that position? He actually does, which is at least big for, well, big for a moment until he drops.
Yeah, he does drop. You can see Splyce just trying to go right down that middle. Mad Cat able to pick up 2, but Rise, they're going to spawn up, put some nades on that hill. Again, we typically don't see much time earned on this one. If you're Splyce, maybe you just try to earn some streaks, right? Juggle that hill, stay alive in cabin, like we saw with Gunless do just that life ago. So we'll see what they can do, but Rise Nation, they're going to start heading over towards this cave hill.
Well, that's a good call. I mean, how many times do you see that player playing that cabin alley? He's able to get streaks. You know, you juggle it 2 or 3 times sometimes on the way to those. 15 seconds left here. Splyce doing what they can to fight in until our next rotation. You can already see on the minimap that number 5, Gunless, already set up in a position inside the next hard point. You've got cabin side control right now if you're Rise Nation. And with that kill coming through for Gunless, you're set up very nicely here to finally get some time in cave.
Yeah, and they're even spawning out Bell, so they're going to have to push towards that middle alley. There's a couple of Rise Nation players there, though. TJ does get taken down on the hill. Gunless continues to win that gunfight, but Bance, you saw him peek through that middle hill. There we go, but still control for Rise Nation. 45 seconds left on this one.
And you got some more streaks behind that. This would be an incredible win if Splyce is able to pull this one out. Just the fact you've been getting outslayed, you've allowed 3 sets of streaks to go to Rise Nation. But look how close it still is, Joe. A 30-point game. They've been so scrappy, especially here in the cave hardpoint. Looney and Gunless now doing what they can, but the trade goes the way of neither team. So all 4 players around the hard point.
And again, if you're Rise Nation, you can push this last time. Why you have those streaks? Those will allow you to really gamble on that ruin tail. Looney, he's going to pick up 2, but you can see the full rotation. Bance, though, he's sneaking here. They're running right by him. Is that last guy Methods? He's going to check this corner. No, this could be a huge play here for Splyce. He's able to find 1. Gunless just gets around that corner, but Bance doing a great job staying alive.
We talked about that position for Gunless and how difficult it is to take this hard point until you clear him out. Bance gets a little bit of better timing. He's able to kill Gunless. That could have shifted very quickly. But as it stands, you still, okay, they just got him. They just picked him off from you. I think that was Tommy that actually found the kill.
Those streaks, right? Those streaks are going to come in here sooner or later. I believe that's number 5, Gunless. He's going to call it in. He's going to get a lot of kills with that fighter pilot. Able to find 1, make it 2. Can he find a 3rd? No, but that gives them control.
They get control, and you get somebody back into the power position. I think Tommy just ripped his head off, though. He's been crucial here. Tommy twice has come in with 2 pieces and picked the player off at top ruins. Yeah, you can't speak more to what he's been doing. 36 in 30.
He's been the best player all year for Splyce. There we go. Looney, though, he's coming in. He's going to pay up this last 16. They have rotation for Bunker as well. Again, look at that scoreboard. Jerd, 21 and 34. Bance, 25 and 36. Those are your submachine gun players. This cannot happen on a map like this.
Yeah, it's true, especially, you know, when your AR player's going off, you think that'd be opening up some lanes for those guys to make plays, but this is 3 bunkers in a row where I believe Rise has had the spawns here. So once again, they're going to be set up. And this time, at least, they've held Splyce out of the front. They've gotten better power positions here where they haven't been able to get in and immediately contest. Looney hitting through cabin here should be disastrous to the front line. Vance at least able to win 1. Quickly traded out, though, and now look how far you're spawning out. You're all the way at the cabin side. You're cracking the 200-point mark if you're Rise Nation. They've got a good chance to bury the game if they get all this time.
Yeah, they definitely do. TJ, he's going all the way through middle. He's going to get called out. Great shots on the Jerd. Turns on him. 4 dead. 4 Splyce. 1 player, though. That was Tommy trying to sneak through. Doesn't. And as you said, look at those spawns for Splyce all the way across the map. 20 seconds left. It's going to go to Rise Nation.
Yeah, and I guess I'm not shocked that the first time they get this kind of perfect hold on Bunker is where they really put the game away. You know, it was very, very scrappy. It's a hard point that can be, but it's a hard point you should get a lot of time if you get set up early. This time they're able to. And that may have been the dagger. Yes, they're still going to need 15 or so more points, but you need flawless hardpoint now out of Splyce here. They can't make any mistakes, Joe.
Yeah, and we're going to East Road, which again, very scrappy. Vance, he's pushed up into a good position. He's in that ruins gunless though, and again, this is why this is so difficult. You can see those nades coming in. That's 3 nades on a Tommy. He gets taken down there. Vance still controlling ruins, as I said. Not able to find the second. This should be pressure for Rise.
They're trying to push in. Jerd doing everything he can. You just can't allow Rise to get a second here. It's got to all be contested or all time to Splyce, and so far, so good. Yeah. They've actually got 20 seconds here. That's why the most points any team has gotten on East Road thus far. Yeah, I said they had to be perfect. So far, they're doing just that. Just keep an eye on that 234 for Rise Nation. How long can Splyce keep them at that? This has been a phenomenal hardpoint. This got Splyce right back in the game.
Yeah, it definitely has. If we can, as we go towards the end of this, can we see how many streaks Rise Nation has left? If they have any. They may have used them all. Gunless, he doesn't have any. Looney has none. Does TJ?
They used everything.
They used all those streaks, and as you said, a perfect hold for Splyce.
And this is where Splyce has been the best, right? This is where they've been the best in Cave, but like you said, Looney,
he's going to catch. Yeah, this is a big play out of Looney. He gets around, able to find the second. Last guy left is on that hill. That's Bance.
Bance in trouble. Bance in trouble. There's the grenade to connect. Jerd actually gets 2 kills on the opposite side, though I don't know if Rise realized they spawned him out. So Looney gets some kills from behind. Jerd then does it on Bunker side. And here we go. Splyce has got to break through. At least try and contest. Looney and TJ getting it done inside the hardpoint. Methods joining the party as well. But Tommy, another 2 kills from Tommy. He has 48 kills here.
Yeah, he's going to make it 49 as well. He's going to. I think this is going to be the most ever on Arden.
Oh yeah, easy
for him.
Easy.
And again, Splyce is still in this one. This again, it just seems like what Rise is trying to do is contest. Pay attention to that game clock. 16.8 seconds left on that one. Rise, though, they go for this scrap time. This could be it.
Rise, they can end the game here. They got to get in. They're trying to get in. Rise is holding. They can't rotate. They pick up the 2 kills, and Rise gets it done. They survive a bomb drop by Tommy there in the game 1. But Rise, too strong down the stretch. Well, heck, Splyce was actually the one who was really strong down the stretch. They almost brought that back.
A fantastic map 1, but ultimately it was Bunker Hill, which was Splyce's undoing, Momo. They just weren't able to get enough time or at least contest there, but it was a fantastic map 1 nevertheless.
It really was. I mean, the Bunker, it could have been a lot worse. I will say Splyce did contest it for the second rotation, pointed out obviously by Maven and Merc, but again, Tommy dropping 50 plus, you're still losing, and yes, an outstanding performance from him, but overall, you know, 50 plus kills, you're still getting outslayed. It was only going to end one way. I thought it could have been a lot worse. However, Rise Nation take map number 1.
And I believe that is actually a new record. It definitely is for our den, but I think it's an overall record as well in hardpoint. But it was for the
What did he end up
It
with?
was for the loss.
I saw
50.
49,
Slap bang,
50.
50
My
kills.
God,
Yeah,
I mean,
I believe Formal had 49.
on London Docks.
Yeah,
but
which
that's
was
a map that makes a little bit more sense. Like,
That was insane. And for the loss as well, that's feels bad, man. Getting outslayed by 19 as well. Bear that in mind. But moving on, I want to give everyone an update of what is going on elsewhere here at CWL Atlanta. You look at the scoreboard, I want you to take note. Lightning Pandas won map 1 against Echo Fox, 250 to 94. Royalty went 37-9. This is a Lightning Panda squad who have come here and said, we are making it into stage 2, and we're going to show you what we're all about.
I'll tell you what, Ben. I picked them to win the event in Canada last weekend. They did not look good. They were basically 3-0, 3-0 bopped in their final 2 series. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to call it any names, but there were some of the players. There maybe been out a little bit too late, partying, not focusing as much on the matches, and I think it hurt them. I mean, I did not see in one match the potential of Lightning Pandas, Joe, this past weekend.
Yeah, I was not good, right? I mean, again, Lightning Pandas was a team we thought, well, they could challenge United just like GGA Orange did, but instead they get knocked out. But there is a ton of potential, as you said, and this guy Royalty, he's been the catalyst so far. He's 6-2 in this Search and Destroy.
Yeah, he's looked fantastic as well. Of course, we stopped by the FaZe error match just to give a quick verbal update. That one did end in FaZe's favor. They're 1-0 up in their series. And of course, on our Bravo stream, Optic Gaming versus E United. A hell of a game to kick things off on Bravo. Optic took map number 1 despite Clay. I think he dropped 39 kills, I think it was. So a great performance from him. But Optic ultimately 1-0 up. And here in this one, of course, Phil, you look at it, Lightning Pandas, I think they have a point to prove. I really, really think they do. And Echo Fox is their first matchup. I feel like that's a good one. It is, because we haven't really been too, I guess, sold on this Echo Fox squad, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I think it's one that they can go into with a lot of confidence. I mean, the one thing for Lightning Pandas is, like Maven said, they had a very, very poor performance in Toronto. So coming into here, they had to kind of step it up. And I think, I mean, just to make sure I heard it right, Royalty dropped
37-9, yeah.
37-9.
That's a lot of kills and not a lot of death.
37-9? Yeah.
Yes.
37-9 on hardpoint.
I thought he said 19.
Oh, no. Yeah, single digit, 9. Just 9.
Yeah. I needed to double check that, because that is ludicrous as a gameplay, which, you know, you've got to look back at. You've got to look back at as a player on the opposing team and say, how on earth did we let that guy do that?
These teams are similar to me in a sense that there's so much potential, and you know they could beat just about anybody.
Yep.
But God, can they look horrible when they're not playing well together? They can just look bad. Like it almost. I've watched.
Not wrong.
We watch Echo Fox sometimes in the Pro League, and I'm wondering if they actually have comms, like if they have headsets on, because it just looks. They look so out of whack and just so all over the place. We've gone to listen-ins where it's really frantic and just doesn't sound good at all, and then you see them come out and smoke somebody. So I don't know. That series, I guess one you think would go down to the wire if Lightning Pandas plays to their potential.
Potentially. Of course, we'll keep you updated with all things going on all 3 of our feature stations. But back to the main stage matchup. Rise looking good. Not a massive convincing win in game 1. Of course, Splyce back and forth action. Tommy dropping a huge amount of kills. But now, of course, game 2, the Search and Destroy. We're going back to the forest to see if Rise Nation can get themselves a comfortable lead.
Yeah, Ben, we'll be here all series.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Well,
Joe, this is one where this map in particular, you know, over the course of the Pro League, there's been 2 things that have stood out to me. One, as teams have improved to execute on the A site, and also teams improving and trying to figure out ways to defend the B site. I'm not shocked to see an A hit early on here from Splyce. I mean, you've seen it more and more.
Smoke here. There's no smoke. Gunless is at this wood wall. Well, he's able to find some help. He has some help. He finds Jordan. That's the big thing, right? Like, there's no stuns. There's no nades. So that's easy pickings for him. TJ, he gets taken down towards that B side. So you see that rotation coming in. Tommy and Vance are going to head over towards that bell.
This is all Methods.
Still set up. Yep.
Methods is by himself, but like
the shadow.
From this position, you're fine by yourself. Methods knows the next one's tagged. I like this. Just waiting patiently right now. He can get a rotation across from Looney to help him out if need be. He's got pants pinned here at this turret. There's the help. Looney comes in. Mad Cat last up. So what was that execute? I was mentioning before that the team's getting better at A executes. You see no smoke there. How do you even make a play behind that?
So I didn't see the middle, but I felt like I heard a smoke go off, and I wonder if they were trying to get that guy who really helps the guy cabin wall to focus on that middle alley. That would be the only thing that makes sense, because you saw 2 guys hit Fire Alley tank. As soon as they do that, that's when Gunless sees him. Maybe they're just trying to catch Gunless out in a 2 versus 1, but still, behind that positioning, it's so difficult to really try to win that gunfight.
Yeah, you don't really catch that player out. He catches
especially
you.
If it's Gunless.
All right, round 2. Now, I mentioned that Mad Cat and Jared will typically be in that B site together. We've seen players, or some teams even start putting 3 players inside the site to deal with it. Tommy mid-map almost gets one due to a stun on the cross. TJ has to do his best to stay alive here. Jerd, though, nice job there inside of you, picking up the kill, getting a first blood.
Yeah, and again, that smoke, it just didn't cover all the area, so TJ gets going up that middle. That's a great response out of Splyce, but again, if TJ gets through mid, he's able to win maybe a gunfight versus Jerd. That changes things, but
I think he was hit with a stun, right? Like, I think their push was slowed down a little bit there.
He might have been, but still, if the smoke's great, Tommy shouldn't be able to get those shots in on him, right? He shouldn't be able to get weak as he goes in that middle circle.
All right, well, one apiece now. Both teams getting it done on the defensive end of things. Shot of Gunless right now. So they're talking through how to maybe fix that, because they just got steamrolled there on that offensive round. Now, Splyce. Okay, let's see if maybe they execute this a little bit differently this time, Joe. There's the smoke. Okay,
there's the smoke, right?
Now let's see Gunless's POV this time. Can we see Gunless real quick? So he has to back down all the way to the Brock, because he can't just stand there at the power position. It would make a play.
But here's the help. Here's the help that's always so dangerous, but Vance wins the gunfight on the Looney. There we go. A great execute, and it starts with that smoke. Some solid nades come in. Vance wins one, Jerd with the other, and there's that bomb down now with 4 versus 2.
That looked a hell of a lot more manageable, didn't it, Joe?
I think they were just trying to do something different.
Yeah.
Again, I think what they were trying to do is really get that guy to look towards middle, that guy who's playing mid. But we'll see. There we go. Tommy able to pick up TJ. 4 versus 1 now for Methods. He's in a very tough spot. This should be a round win for Splyce.
Yeah, and this is getting scary, because this might be back-to-back rounds for Rise Nation where you don't even find a kill. And that's when you start to worry about teams working towards streaks, right? Method's okay. He's able to at least pick up 1. Not much he's going to do behind that, but Tommy was on a 2 streak, so still nice kill for Method.
And I think the big thing is we always talk about TJ in the Search and Destroy, but the 2 maps we talk about are St. Marie and London Docks, because he has so much potential to move around the map, especially the middle. On a map like Arden Forest, he has to play in a set position, so he's 0-3 to start. He gets taken down on that B side. This is one which really limits him.
Well, it's good to keep an eye on, because you don't typically see him 0-3. I mean, I can only think of last time I saw him with a slow start like that. I don't know. It's been a while. Maybe against Arrow, when Pharaoh was getting the better of him early in the series, but that's the only time I can even think of.
Was that on Forest too?
Actually, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was on Forest. And if I remember correctly, though, he did pick it up big time over the second half of that search. Okay, last time Rise attempted something on offense, they were smoked. Now remember, I mentioned that he had a couple really nice rounds. Players start to work towards streaks. So Bance, you saw very close. Jerd hits in through fire and gets a kill very quickly to open things up. Now Bance, that's an easy kill for him. Tommy then hits through fire. Rise Nation seems prepared for none of it, and they get smoked again on offense. They've been able to execute nothing. None of their offense has worked whatsoever, Joe.
Yeah, they definitely haven't. Again, you go over towards this A site. Obviously, Jerd catches 1 off guard. You know, as he pushes through, he's able to find 1. That immediately gets traded out, but Tommy follows him up. They all just get caught out today, and there was no stuns, there was no smokes. Again, it's just so difficult to take that bomb site.
I'm surprised, you know, when I watched Splyce play where they seemed a little bit vulnerable at times was on that B site. We've seen the mid attempt. I'm surprised we haven't seen like a 4-man hit through Bell yet from Rise, or at least like a 3-hit 1-up mid. I would guess that is probably going to be their next attack, yeah. And we'll see if that is where they can start to put things in their favor. Stun slows things up here mid-map from Tommy, as they're trying to produce around mid-map, and Bell as well. TJ, though, there you go, finally getting on the board.
Yeah, and again, it's a simple gunfight, you know. Well, TJ finally gets on the board. He does get traded out, 2 versus 2. Method's trying to stay alive. He knows there's another player towards this ruined side. He's going to find Mad Cat. Great positioning here. Who's going to win this? Mad Cat, though, able to get advantage of it.
Yeah, he gets caught sprinting there. Very awkward gunfight. Gunless, an opportunity to clutch, but not going to do it. Splyce rocking and rolling here in game 2. This is a very good answer to their game 1 loss.
Yeah, it definitely is. And again, this is a search and destroy where we've seen, you know, Rise lose a couple. They're still very solid on it. But as you said, Rise Nation now on offense. Let's see if they switch it up at all.
Will do. Now this is where I would think we're going to see the hit through Bell. Stun over the top, let TJ fly in, and try to make a play, because their offenses have been abysmal. I don't know if I'm speaking more to the great defense from Splyce or the poor offense from Rise.
Yeah, look at, I mean, they're pretty spread out. This is a default. You even saw TJ, he switched to that AR. And the reason is because they know how aggressive Splyce has been through this middle alley. TJ's gonna get caught out with a nade. Yeah, he accidentally auto-mantles and he's just staying up.
The mantle cost him. I think he was just trying to get behind the barrel there. But this has been a very poor game from TJ. I mean, what we expected this guy in Search and Destroy. He was in, what, a top 2 or 3 overall KD through the Pro League. 1-6, you don't see very often. And they've been so good in Search, like that's why they might be a favorite to win the event. They've been so consistent in that capacity.
Yeah, they definitely have. Now you have Looney in a 1 versus 2. Jared and Bance, they're going to group together. There we go. There's that information that Bance needs. Looney's going to back down. He still has 44 seconds to mess with. But Bance gets that top ruins.
Wow. And, you know, it's funny. Krim on Optic mentioned something to me that I'm curious will come true. He basically said teams that have been winning a lot in the Pro League and Search are in trouble at this event. Because teams have seen like what they do, they've seen what works. The teams that have actually struggled in Search are trying to fix it here at the Open. He thinks we'll see a little bit more success. Yeah. I'm just curious. I'm sure there'll be some anomalies on either side of that, but I am curious to see how that works out because it's almost like TK. We saw them unbeatable in Arden Forest. You see them play it 10 times in a row. Everyone starts to figure out kind of how they work on it.
Yeah,
There's been so many matches
has been at home, right? They are in different divisions, so you're going to see that cross-division matchup here. As you said, they've had a ton of time to study. There's a ton of matches where they can watch, and so far, so good for Splyce. Looney, though, finally a first blood going to go their way. He's going to find another, but just like that, it's a 2 versus 2.
Well, Looney doing what he can with those opening kills, but now a 2 versus 2 situation. Gunless puts it in their favor. And there we go, round of Rise Nation.
He saw that information. He tried to call in that glide bomb, but he got taken out before he was able to call it in. So you still have Streaks on Band, so that is okay, but 5-2 now. Splyce in the lead, and they're going to be back on defense. Where have they just been so good this map?
They absolutely have. Wait, where did we just have the 1-5 comeback? That was Toronto, right? It was Complexity and GGEA? Okay,
yes.
So we've seen one recently. There's only been a couple this year.
You're going to trigger them. They're going to be, as soon as you said that, the Complexity guys just freaked out a little bit.
That was a collapse. All right, TJ, buddy, if you get going in this game, you think Rise Nation has a chance, but 1-7 now for him. It has been all Splyce here. Tommy put some damage into TJ again, this time through the smoke, but now TJ able to get into you, find a kill. Streaks, though, going to come in.
Yeah, TJ has to push Matt, yet he's able to win it. So, TJ, he has ruins control. That was a big 1 versus 1 that he won, Tommy. Trying to stay alive, but he does have help from Methods. Methods is going to make the play here. He's the guy, but he takes the shots.
Wow.
Tommy's able to stay alive.
He should have weakened up a little bit.
Now you have the pinch, but that falls.
Oh, TJ, I thought he was going to get a kill. The fact that it weakened up a little bit from Methods, but like you said, now it's on him to clutch. They know his position. Tommy's gotten to the high ground, and this is a very, very difficult situation to win. There we go, Splyce. They get the victory and tie it up at 1-1 in this first best of 5 to kick off Alpha for CWL Atlanta, and that was a convincing victory.
It definitely was, and it was a quick one, right? Like, some of those rounds were very fast. Rise Nation, they really just couldn't find their footing on the attack, and, well, they shut down TJ Halley.
They absolutely did. We'll see if they can. The big question, though, even at the beginning of this was, are they going to be able to win a respawn, right? Where is that respawn victory going to come? We thought Search is maybe where they can do it. Is it the CTF, Joe?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think they're going to win London Ducks hardpoint, so definitely looking at that Arden for CTF.
A big match for Splyce. Can they take the CTF and take control of this best of 5? Rise has been the best team in the game, at least as of late. They're the favorite coming in. Can Splyce get the upset early on? We'll find out after this quick break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CWL Atlanta, presented by PlayStation 4. Of course, the game on main stage, Splyce versus Rise. Splyce tied things up. We're all square 1-1. But what's going on elsewhere? Well, tons and tons of action. We've been keeping our eyes on absolutely everything right here from the desk. I'm going to give you some verbal updates before we fly over to Rise versus Splyce at map 3, which is going to be a crucial one for Splyce. Over on Delta, Echo Fox versus Lightning Pandas. It's 2-0 Lightning Pandas, and Game 3 is currently, it's a CTF on London docks. Now get this, there's been a flag every 30 seconds. That's the current pace. It's currently standing at 5-3 in favor of Lightning Pandas. So
I love London docks CTF.
Everywhere.
I love it.
we all do. But Lightning Pandas, they're 2-0 up in that. We'll try and get as many updates as we possibly can. Elsewhere, Optic Gaming versus E United. I know some of you are watching that on the Bravo stream. That goes to a round 11. Optic Gaming take it. I believe it was Karma and Crim combined for 21 kills. Both of those players having a fantastic map.
That explains the cheering I heard.
There was a lot of cheering.
Match, yeah.
But something interesting to note, if that series was somehow to go to a Game 5, well, Valk Search, E United, they managed to pick that in the veto process, so that could definitely be a spicy way
of
starting here at CWL Atlanta. Sure could. Of course, elsewhere as well, FaZe versus Era, just the final update there. That is currently tied at 1-1. Era took, I believe it was London Docks Search and Destroy against FaZe, 6-1. Now, bear in mind, FaZe, that's their best map. They were 9-1 on that map.
You have Pharaoh, you can beat anyone in a search. I'm not even kidding. Like, Era has the ability to beat anyone in a search and destroy.
And yeah, Blastful now, too.
Oh, yeah.
You got yourself a pretty good search and destroy team right there, that's for sure. But back to the game on the main stage, of course. Rise versus Splyce. The series tied at 1 map apiece. Pressure now on Splyce to see if they can potentially take the next CTF. Of course, it's still an Ardennes Forest, and we know how good Rise Nation are here in Forest.
All right, here we go. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, Joe, I mean, this just to remind viewers, we think this is important just because taking that Docks hard point for Splyce, we think is going to be very difficult. So this is a big game for them. They got the search done. They need to get the CTF done. And Rise, I mean, they've been good here, but they had some chinks in the armor kind of early in the Pro League.
Yeah, but here you go. You can already see Rise Nation. Gunless is already pushed up. He's going to get a flag pull. That will let Rise or Nation know that, well, Splyce, they probably overextended. They're able to catch out Vance. He has that flag. TJ, though, has a big job, able to find one. But is he going to expect the last guy? Look at Jerd.
Oh,
Jerd is able to sneak through. He might be able to, but that flag goes through middle. It's going to run right by him. It's going to run right by him. Is he able to find him? No.
Wow.
To Rise Nation.
Wow. Jerd gets 2 there, but like he needed to kill him, what, a half a second before? And that's the type of kill that might tilt Rise Nation a little bit early in the game, right? If you get caught like that, think you have a score. But now we got an opportunity maybe for a bit of a rally there, but Looney will be cut down. And the good thing for Splyce, you're on the less preferred side of the map. You need to just withstand this pressure from Rise early. Don't allow them to pick up a lot of streaks and maybe push the lead out to something like a 3-0.
Yeah, and it just worries me because that pressure starts with the submachine young players. In Game 1, we didn't see great performances from Vance.
That's true.
And that's what worries me about Docks as well. Those two just haven't been performing up to what we expect their standards to be. I mean, again, this was a team who was in a grand final just a couple of months ago, and then since then have really fallen off.
Well, pressure is coming in now. TJ peeks that window for a second, ends up costing him his life there as he gets caught on the outskirts of bunker, but the pressure's still here. You see, I mean, most of the game has been played from this side of the map.
There's more pressure.
Here we go. Here we go. Yep. Flag touch in. Looney hits the dive across, and he gets picked. That is a score, unless Tommy does something unbelievable.
Yeah, but TJ already has this cut. He's in a spot. Tommy just needs to stay alive. He's not able to. That you know, really makes another player. That's, I believe, Methods.
Make him come to you. Make him come to you. Like, why do you have to take that gunfight there? And now Tommy, a chance to make a play.
For this?
A chance to make a play.
This is a big one-on-one. He's able to win it. He's going to put it in.
Wow. Do you agree? Why doesn't TJ's back it up and take
hold
it easier gunfight?
Especially with a sub. Yeah, I think just a little overconfident there.
Well, Looney, you can see how close to streaks he's getting as he puts through that score. It's been all Rise Nation the opening 2.5 minutes. Splyce, though, you know, you still have 5 minutes on the other side. The big thing is that you just can't let Rise get streaks. That allows you to survive so much once these sides flip. And there you go, 2 for Looney.
Yeah, he has those streaks, but here comes a push from Splyce. TJ and Gunless, they're backing up. Gunless is going to have that STG, able to put some nice shots in. There we go, finds a second. Can he find the last one? No. but that may just buy them enough time. He doesn't have armored on, so stuns might come in. You have one player chasing, that's Looney, and there we go. He's able to find Tommy.
And Looney, the big thing there, I mean, he comes up first. He does have streaks to work with, but he's able to find the kills without it. But now Jerd trying to tilt the tides into their favor. There's still one more player here, and Bance, he gets picked. And then the second person that spawned after Looney, it's Methods. He goes ahead and overextends. He's like, all right, Looney, if you can deal with the base, I'm going to push through and get a touch here. What better way to turn around the Splyce side? And now you've got a good opportunity. They were all waiting in Bell. They don't realize he's just taking that outfield. That's a score.
Oh,
unless he gets caught from behind.
Gets caught middle. He's a little greedy there. Every single flag has really come down to a one gunfight that's Splyce.
Right.
They could have got all those returns, but Rise Nation clutch up, and they are not stopping. Look how quick TJ's going. He's going to get taken out. But again, 3-0 are ready for Rise Nation.
And that's, God, it's certainly not an insurmountable lead.
Well,
but it's scary on a map like this. I mean, how many times have we seen like a 1-0 type thing, 1-1 heading into overtime? Splyce would need to, once they switch to the better side, they need to strike quick. They have to strike quick.
It would be great to get one or two here. So you see Bance, Jordan, Tommy, all going to go. They're going to find Methods. Looney still in the back, but they have that smoke grenade down. That's a great smoke usage there. Tommy, he's going to find that player.
That's big. You kill Looney because Looney's the one with the streak, too. So the streak's going to be involved here. This one score is massive. That's almost worth 2 flags from this side for me. You're right back in this game if you can get a score. And this is score. They're home free. How huge is that in the final minute there, Joe?
Is Looney going to call something in? Yeah, he's going to try and call this in. He's going to catch him. He's able to catch Bance. Can he find Tommy?
TJ's there. TJ can make a play.
No, but the flag goes in. But this is a counter opportunity for Rise Nation. TJ so far pushed up, gets taken down. Great job by Splyce to respond.
So this is, I mean, almost a perfect scenario. Well, not perfect, but like at least this final minute or so. If you're Splyce, you get a score. You force both streaks out of Looney, so they don't have anything going into the opposite side. So this is still a very, very winnable game, in my opinion, for Splyce.
They can't allow this to happen, though. Mad Cat's the last one left, and look how quick Looney is to this. He gets the stun down, he gets the flag out. Again, just 6 seconds left. We'll go into extra time, and there we go. 3 go down. Gunless and TJ have his back. That's a great nade from Tommy. Tommy's on the chase, though. He has to deal with so many Rise Nation players, though. But is he going to be able to hold them off? There we go. Tommy able to find 3. So last one, Methods.
Wow. This gets scary. The fact that Tommy was able to pick up a couple kills, they've still got a chance. The stuns are out there top mid. Looney trying to connect and do what he can. Not able to pick up Jerd. He gets hit on the cross. Methods trying to go in. Methods diving across, and there is the final moment score for Rise. Well, I mentioned that Splyce had a nice 60 seconds or so there. That deletes a good bit of it.
Yeah, it definitely does. Just again, they're so like I mean, effective with their pushes. Every time TJ or Gunless get kills, they just go, they fly. Looney's there, TJ's there. And there's no trades from Splyce. There's 3 or 4 down, and everyone's up for Rise.
We went to a listen-in with the Rise Nation side during the Pro League on this map, and man, Looney, just hearing him be the general and guide players around was it was so impressive. And I think you see it in the gameplay. But Gunless, man, 16-8. Talk about a way to take over a map. He's got more than Jerd, Mad Cat, Bance, any combination of 2 there combined.
Yep, a great game from him, and really the rest of Rise Nation. You have TJ at 12-12, Methods at 10-7, so with 2 flag caps as well. So now 4-1 lead, 4.5 minutes left. They can play at their pace. I mean, Rise Nation, they do not have to get too over-aggressive. It's all on Splyce.
Now, I mentioned I think they really need to strike early, and so far, they haven't found an opening. Will that kill from Tommy be it? Well, a second kill from Tommy be it. Now you got to go. Try to make a play. Tommy gets all 3. There is a flank, like you said. TJ, a little bit of revenge here on Tommy.
That slows things down. You saw that player hesitate. That was Bance. Bance hesitated for a second. Is that going to cost him? Great shots coming in from Mad Cat on TJ. Stun comes out, able to hit Mad Cat. Bance is going to get into that cabin, but he goes down the middle. Gunless is going to be able to catch him. Gunless. There's Methods as well. There's 1 player left. And this should be a return for Rise Nation.
Methods picks up both kills in what looked like a scoring opportunity for Splyce. Becomes a score for Rise Nation. That might ice the game. That play there, I mean, I know they already had a significant lead, but that might be your ball game right there. What a play from Rise.
Yeah, I think it is. And again, that just kind of starts with TJ slowing it down, right? If he slows that flag runner down like he did, that allows those Rise players to overextend. So a great job by TJ. But as you said, 5-1 lead now. And Gunless and Methods have 2. You know, those are the assault rifle players, but they've just been locking this map down.
Yeah, they really have, man. And that is, again, the value of a player like Gunless. This is another thing to focus on. So he's been on these first, well, map 1 and 3. You've seen him with the AR. You've seen him dominate the STG. Just watch the potential for him to do that next map. And you have him and TJ flying around together. Looney there as well.
trying to make a play, gets taken down again by Gunless. Splyce trying to give it one last shot. 3 minutes left on this one. But again, everything Gunless 19 and 10 on a 3 spree has just not allowed Splyce to really make a push. And well, he's still winning gunfights.
Wow, and I think you have some streaks.
Yeah, he's in a
couple sets of streaks here, I believe, for Rise. Let's see if Gunless invests this here. It seems like it's going to be a good idea if they have mid control, but
yeah, Looney gets taken down. That stops that push from Ruins. But again, he's just peaking at the perfect time, winning a bunch of key gunfights. Methods in Ruins, able to find one, has some help. Almost finds a second, but there's TJ, and the push is on for Rise.
How much does this remind you of Gunless in the series versus Optic in the Pro League? Like, he just gets to the stage where he's not missing. He's winning every one-on-one gunfight. When you have someone doing that on the map, it's tough to beat. And Tommy's had some spectacular moments as well, but even as good as he's been, it cannot match what Gunless is doing.
Nope, 2 minutes left. Streaks being called in. You have a player pushed up from Rise. He's gonna get a pull. That's Looney. The rest of Splyce able to spun up towards that cabin, but you can see Rise Nation, they have that covered. This should be another flag for them.
I'll tell you what, man. With two top teams competing against each other, I don't think I've seen 6 scores on something like Arden Forest. Like, that is a lot. That's like a London Docks scoreline.
I think the only other team I've seen put up a scoreline like this is Luminosity on a team. You know, within their stage 1. I don't remember the exact map, but
it's rare, right? Like, it's just, that's the, you don't see that very often. Spectacular
this
stuff.
Is 2-1?
Yeah, right? Rise has just manhandled Splyce from the get-go. You had a very close game 1. Splyce goes off in the search. Rise Nation answers right back. It's all going to come down to that London Docks. I mean, trust me, I'd love to see a game 5, but with the way the Rise Nation players are playing and the way they've managed to outslay in both the respawns, I don't see how you take it if you're Splyce unless Jordan Bance dominate.
I agree. Yeah, again, and then you're going to have that flex player that'll probably be Tommy. So again, Tommy and Gunless going to have another key matchup. But Tommy needs help. I mean, he's had a solid series so far. Game number 1, he drops 50 for the loss. So far right here, 22 and 18 with the only flag cap.
Well, if you're the AR player, I mean, it's your job to carry in some sense on Arden. Now, you know, if you're Bance and Jordan, you're probably excited to get the London Docks. Right? Give me a map I can fly around a little bit and get in people's faces a little bit easier here. But with 35 seconds left, you do get a touch for Splyce, but Gunless should play spoiler here in a moment. I think he realizes he has got the most unfortunate timing. There's one more here. He does have a mortar as well. George just grabs that and tries to get away with it. He's going to probably streak all around cabin. Yep, it's back of ice.
Oh my.
Back cabin side.
Nice shots from TJ there. Yeah, 15 seconds left. Jared has this last flag, but that should do it. Rise Nation going to take that game number 3.
And there's the return. Wow, incredible. I mean, that was basically flawless gameplay from Rise Nation. And yes, you did have those first 3 scores. I liked what you mentioned. Like, it really did come down to a couple of one-on-one fights. Like, that very well could not have been the opening it was for Rise Nation, but that is a reason they're currently leading Division A. Spectacular stuff from Rise.
Wonderful, wonderful stuff. As you say there, Clint, a fantastic CTF performance we mentioned. It's their best map, and well, you got to see exactly why they put on a clinic, and now Phil up 2-1 in the series. You fancy them to close it out?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to look at London Docks as a map which Rise can take as well. Their respawn is very, very strong. They lost the S&D 6-2, but winning that CTF 6-1 in that fashion really kind of puts a stamp on this series. So I'll be favouring them to finish this 3-1.
Fair enough. Of course, elsewhere here at CWL Atlanta, FaZe Clan find themselves 2-1 up over Error Eternity. Of course, Error took the search extremely convincingly. We find ourselves a London Docks hardpoint. Of course, FaZe, they're currently 5-7, Error 2-3 on this map. So realistically, this could be a very, very close game. I'm excited to just kind of watch a few moments of this, of course, before Game 4 gets underway from our Alpha stage.
I think it's almost what Joe and I were talking about with the other series. You know, you need the subs and Bance and Jared to go off for Splyce. If you're Era and you're going to hang with FaZe Clan, who's it going to be? Blast, Pharaoh, somebody has got to have a strong game with a sub. They have to, Joe.
I think throughout the stage 1, I mean, so far in Division A for Era, it's been Decimate at times, right? Especially in the first couple of weeks. Decimate has had some solid hardpoint performances. Streaks coming in for FaZe, though. This could allow them to break this hill.
I think Pharaoh as well is that aggressive player that can get up in the face of the enemy. I think Pharaoh, for me, is the one that I'm looking at. But overall, you're going to favor FaZe on the respawns, especially with the form that Zoom has been in.
Yes.
Again, kind of having Priest by him and can play at the same kind of pace is really favoring both of them in any sense.
It's crazy, isn't it? Really, electrifying form from Zoomer over the recent weeks. He really has started to get into his stride, his old Advanced Warfare stride, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Zuma in that Luminosity series, and they handed them their only loss. it's funny, as much as we talked about Zuma in that series, Attach was like right there with him. Attach was also going on, but look at him right now. He's 15-6 on a 5 streak. It's like you forget about Attach sometimes when Zuma's going off, but man, he's a special player too.
Again, just want to give some updates on everything else going on here as well. Bravo stream, of course you can check that out. Optic versus E United. Well, that's going to a game 4. E United take the CTF 3-2. It was a closing few seconds flag cap there, as well as Echo Fox versus Lightning Pandas. That is now done. Lightning Pandas a swift 3-0 dispatch of Echo Fox. Their woes continue, and you know you have to kind of feel a little bad for those guys. But in terms of the Optic United game, pretty excited because it is going to be a St. Marie du Mans game 4, and Optic Gaming there 11-5, E United 8-5. So both teams best hard point.
And again, if E United takes that one, we go to a game 5 Valkyrie, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
So that will be very exciting to watch.
And the one thing to state about E United, was it very disappointing, maybe even a little embarrassing for them not to win the event in Toronto? Sure, but they did look better in their respawns. The search, no, but they did look better in the respawns to me. So, I don't know, maybe you can take that game 4.
Well, still plenty of games to go. It's just the first round of matches here at CWL Atlanta, and we've not been disappointed with the level of gameplay. Already a record-breaking hardpoint amount of kills from Tommy from Splyce. But Rise versus Splyce. Rise currently with the lead, 2-1. We can now send it down to London Docks hardpoint.
Thank you, Ben. Here we go, Joe. What can Splyce do here? You know, Bance, at times, he's been considered one of the best SMGs in the world, one of the best players in the world. They need him. He's got to go big here. I think he has got to he's got to go toe-to-toe with the likes of a Gunless or a TJ Haley.
Yeah, it definitely does. Jerd as well. We'll see, though. We know how good all 3 of those submachine gun players can be on Rise Nation, but a solid start so far for Splyce. Bance, he's going to be on this hill. He's 2-0. Does get taken down. But again, Splyce, they already have 16 seconds. They have control of that top street, which we always talk about.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to the opening to the first hard point. You know, Rise Nation got blanked throughout the first. This is a great start from Splyce again. Like I said, all the time going their way. They've got the spawns, unless Methods really sneaks through the cracks here and somehow makes it play.
Gotta be worried about that one. Yeah, that's Jerd. Again, 5 seconds left, but this is a perfect start.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, Methods hits a hip fire bullet.
Oh, God, Jerd. Jerd just got sent to another planet there. What a snap from Methods. He's feeling himself. But you still have the back spawn if you're Splyce. They're starting to fight in here. They've got a 3-man push now coming in. The stun's big as Gunless and Methods can't really be involved. And Jerd, he has to do this. He's going to have to do it all game long. Those entry kills are going to be crucial. Nice stuff from him. Nice break from Splyce, and they can really tack on some points here if they can hold the front.
Yeah, definitely can. There's Tommy. Can we switch over to Mad Cat really quickly? There we go. So they're running a 2AR setup. We don't typically see this on London Docks too often, but Mad Cat and Tommy are going to stick with double STGs, and well, they are causing havoc so far for Rise Nation. Tommy on a 5 spree.
And that could be something, I mean, Rise probably hasn't dealt with that in Division A really at all in quite some time. I mean, at least for the past month or so, it's been basically all 3 sub.
I think we saw it one time in Division B, and that was FaZe. They tried running it, and well, it didn't work out too well, so we'll see.
It's working right now, but
it definitely is for Splyce. 61-11, but we're going down to this lower docks. We know how many points a team like Rise Nation, if they get set up, can do. Tommy, 5 points away from those streaks, just trying to find an assist or a kill.
He's starting to move forward. Tries to trade one out, but Gunless able to get away.
Oh,
you can't die.
Last one left.
You need these points if you're Tommy. Playing as slow as he can. Gunless, though, soars at him. No streaks for Splyce, and now, worst case scenario, Gunless might get some streaks behind that kill.
Yeah, he definitely is already at 480, so he's gonna need a couple of kills. There we go, TJ, and just as I said, you know, they're right back in this game, only down 20, 30 seconds left. All the kills going towards Rise Nation. You can see, look at that mini-map. Splyce, they're going to give this one up and try to rotate towards this barrel buildings, but Looney's already on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, this hard point, you get a
go through middle.
You're right back in this game. You're going to have a lead for Rise just due to a perfect hold there.
3 went through middle. They're already in this barrel building. Looney is going to expect this. TJ able to find 2, and there's streaks for him on a 5 spree. He's really turning it around, but there's 2 players of Splyce still here.
Another big part of this is going to be once Gunless comes off rotation, does he get streaks behind this as well? You saw the streaks come in for Looney, gets caught. Okay.
Looney, though, just trying to do his best to stay alive. He's going to find Bance. Great shots onto him. But those spawns come in for Splyce. So basically a tied game as we go into barrel building. Splyce do a great job getting that back control. But here's Methods. Able to find one. Some nice shots on the Jerd. isn't able to find it and immediately trade it out. And there's that switch. Tommy switches to that third sub. Well, 13-4 on another 5 spree.
Yeah, let Tommy do whatever the hell he wants right now. He's playing so well, man. And that, I talked about the flex position of Gunless and how important it's going to be. Well, Tommy on the other side. Tommy has the ability to take over as well, and he's got some streaks here to go. Wow, 14-5, man. What a performance. And the lead starts to open up for Splyce again. Contested inside of the barrel building. Rise doing what they can to hold the backside. But unfortunately, you got Tommy the Terminator, and he just continues to go off. Up to 16 kills now. This might be the best he's been in his career, man. He's been so good in this game.
He definitely has. He's been really the catalyst for Splyce. Rise, they do have some streaks. Nice shots from Bans. Almost picked up TJ as well. TJ staying alive. There's Mad Cat, so a solid hold from Splyce. They're not earning any time. There we go. Methods pushing up towards that middle. Does get taken down.
Are any streaks going to be maybe invested here to try and clear them out of gray? It looks like it's attempted hit through fire, and Tommy is just soaking fire and bullets as they push on through. Up to 18-8 now.
We're going to call him Tommy Two-Piece.
It's looking like he has like 50% extra health sometimes. Like he's just winning. Every time 2 people push him, he's winning the gunfights. But there's the streaks I was wondering about. And it comes from TJ, gets them out of the hard point. That actually ends up being a really well-used streak, at least for 20 or so seconds here, because you spawn him out. You're able to pick up pretty much uncontested time now and start to get back in this game. Splyce gets those other 20 seconds. It's what, like a 70 to 140 type game. You're getting doubled up.
I was just going to say that was crucial to not allow them to get that scrap.
Yeah, they get back in.
TJ, they're going to get a few seconds here. TJ's going to go all the way around that barrel building. Is Tommy going to expect this? Doesn't seem like he does turn around, though. Druid able to find 2. This is a big gunfight. Nice shots by TJ.
TJ, he is no stranger to turning on players. We've seen him do it several times throughout the course of the Pro League. Gunless gets a couple of kills, though. And this is the second time through statues where a lot of times we see teams get a lot of time here versus the opening, where it's usually 20 or so seconds maybe as an edge. No one's really been able to get in the hard point that much at all so far.
No, but again, let's look at that scoreboard. As we said, Gunless and Methods having a bit of slow games. It's been that Flex player. Tommy's winning that so far. 22-11, but can Gunless start to heat up as he gets traded out by Jerd?
I think he needs to if Rise is going to get back in this. He's got to turn it around here. And this is where it could start. They've got the spawns this time for the next hard point, at least for the moment. They were fighting the entire time last time through.
Is Looney going to expect Jerd to be there? It does look like it. Oh, he leaves that position. He's going to get caught out. That glide bomb comes in. This could be a solid push from Splyce. 3 push in the back, 1 in the middle. You have TJ on the hill, but that's a great break from Splyce.
Absolutely. I mean, that was flawless. Looney tries to get aggressive, and it may end up costing him a little bit. The streak's obviously involved with that as well. But Splyce trying to put this game away. 80-point advantage. Mad Cat beaming as well. The AR is getting it done. The sub and Tommy getting it done. And now maybe some more streaks for Mad Cat. But think about the first hard point. It was all streaks for Rise Nation, right? You didn't really see any on the side of Splyce. Here, they've got the streak edge now. Yeah, you've seen some from Rise Nation, but every time Tommy's fighting 2 players, he gets both kills. God, he's been just electric here. And this is looking like a game 5. Advantage now up to 100.
Definitely is, and Splyce Bans is here already. It looks like Rise, they're trying to push that 15 seconds, and this could be bad. Mad Cat, he has a 1 versus 1 versus that player down low. That's Methods. If they get this time as well, it could end here. Rise Nation, they could enter that 100-point club. There we go, Mad Cat wins it. Rise Nation, they have a very deep spawn, and Splyce have the setup they want.
I'm sorry I doubted you, Tommy. I thought this was a Rise Nation map win, but he is crushing. 32-15, defying statistics here against this Rise Nation roster. We haven't seen anyone put up numbers like this against this team. He has just been incredible, and now they're set up inside docks. It might end here.
Yeah, it definitely might. You have Jerd. Well, he puts some, again, there's that streak that comes in from Tommy. There we go. You have Tommy, 33-16, Mad Cat, 24-20. He's gonna find another, just 15 seconds left, and as you said, the game may end here. Looney trying to get in, is finally able to get in that hill. He's able to find 2.
Yeah, they at least push it to another hard point, but ladies and gentlemen, we're going to a game 5. This has been an incredible performance from Splyce. I just can't think of the last time we've seen Rise Nation beat like this on a map.
And this is what you can expect from Splyce at times. We know they can be a world-class team, we just haven't seen it. Tommy 35-18, Mad Cat having a solid game, a solid performance from Jerd. That's important to them. And well, they shut down Rise Nation.
Splyce just crushed there and push it to a game 5. Tommy, Mad Cat, all the boys involved in what was an incredibly impressive win. And now, I mean, if you saw the game 2, that was all Splyce for the first search. We're gonna stay on London Docks. Oh, Joe, this one has the makings of being one incredible best of 5 to kick it off. But here we go. London Docks will be coming up next. Rise, Splyce, tied up at 2 apiece. Who's going to get the edge? Who's going to kick off? CWL Atlanta here with a big victory. A top team from EU, top team from North America, all fighting here. We'll be right back after this break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CWL Atlanta, presented by PlayStation 4. Rise versus Splyce, 2-2. That is going to Game 5. Elsewhere, here in Atlanta, FaZe versus Era. That is currently in a Game 5. We'll hop into that and get some updates on how things are going there. But before we do, Phil, I know you were watching that Game 4. What was the difference maker there in our main stage matchup?
You've got to look at those flex players. And as pointed out before the game, you're looking at Gunless, you're looking at Tommy, and Tommy has just been lights out. The hard point has been incredible. Map 1 drops 50. Map 4, he just goes off with like a 2 KD. He's really showing his worth for this squad, and it seems to be clicking.
It definitely does. Of course, this is the Game 5, Era versus FaZe Clan. And if you're a FaZe fan, you do have a little bit of license to worry here in terms of our den search and destroy. FaZe 1 and 5, Era 5 and 4 from LAN events this year so far.
And this is sort of the weird thing with this FaZe Clan roster, right? Like, we've seen them dominate Luminosity, but when they have some weaker matchups, they tend to just be a bit lackluster. Like going to Game 5 with Era Eternity, yeah, Era's been solid, but you imagine this phase lineup just wins all the respawns, but that Game 4 goes the way of Era.
We mentioned a few times, right? Playing to their opponent, right? Sometimes they need to go into series just as they would if it was against an Optic Gaming or against the TK, if you will. But as it stands, FaZe doing okay. 2-0 the lead here in their Game 5. Optic Gaming versus United, that was the Bravo matchup. That has come to an end. It was St. Marie Hardpoint, of course. It was both teams' best map, but Optic do take that one. Interesting little stat. I believe it was parking lot. Optic outscored United 114 to 0 points. So didn't really go very well on that hardpoint.
That's the exact stat I was going to bring up. I saw JP tweet about it. I was like, yeah, anytime, I mean, Joe, I think we talked about in the first hardpoint, like anytime you just destroy somebody on one particular hardpoint like that, where you're like 100-point blanking them, you're losing the game. Like, I can't think of any time where you've seen someone just get obliterate at one hardpoint and somehow come out with a victory. It's just, it's so tough.
It's very, very rare. Well, you'll see teams be able to kind of make a big comeback like that, especially on a St. Marie. But congratulations to Optic Gaming. Of course, that's a 3-1 result for them. Mentioned earlier on, Lightning Pandas, a 3-0 result for them against Echo Fox. So just 2 games currently going on, and our alpha matchup is about to get underway. Of course, it's a Game 5, Search and Destroy, Rise versus Splyce. This could really set the tone for either team as they make a big, big run here at CWL Atlanta. The map, of course, it's going to be a London Docks to decide which team will start off their pool play campaign with a W.
Well, Joe, we thought that we could have a lot of extended series, long series throughout the Alpha broadcast because you had a lot of crazy matchups. Sure enough, first one going, Game 5. We thought maybe Rise would close it out in the last map, but Tommy had something different to say. Drops over a 2.0 KD. He's been having one of the series you've seen of any player throughout the course of World War II. Can Tommy do it now in the Game 5?
Yeah, but this is the key player here, TJ Halley. He's so aggressive on this map. Rise Nation, they have A control. Splyce gives it up, but look what they're doing. They're taking middle map control. You have Bance and Barrel. You have Jerd all the way in the back here. Methods is going to be the key player to watch.
Methods might get pushed from either side. Oh, nice shots there, and that gives him a chance here. There's going to be another gunfight. He doesn't realize that pushed the back, so Jerd able to find it. Tommy has one tagged up as well. Tommy and Jerd can work together to close it out. Now it's all on TJ. You talked about how important he is. He does spot one at range. He should get pushed, and that is around to Splyce to kick things off. What fell apart for Rise Nation there post-plant?
I think Methods, he didn't see that player on that flank. I mean, again, they get that first blood, does Splyce, and that just allows them to push the areas they want. They completely gave up that A site. That allows them to put the bomb down. Again, if kills go Rise's way, I mean, that's easy peasy, but Splyce, they get that first blood, and that just changes everything.
And remember, these are 2 teams. We've talked a lot about the Pro League, but 2 teams that have had great finishes at the Major Opens as well. It's a 2nd place finish for Splyce at Dallas, a 3rd place finish in NOLA for Rise Nation. Teams that think they can win an open tournament, and teams that are coming here this weekend to prove it. But Splyce strike first in the Game 5. You saw Jerd already working towards streaks as he has a 2-0 start. Here we go.
Yeah, that stun goes in. Gunless, he gets in that A site. You have Looney helping him from top middle alongside TJ. How is Splyce going to attack this one? There we go, TJ Halley, he's top mid. A great angle. I think he was on top of those boxes. There's the nade as well. So just like that, almost the same exact round where, Rise Nation, look at this angle that TJ's on. He's able to catch that guy at the window.
Yeah, that's nutty.
But again, the kills early on go towards the defense's way. Mad Cat, not sure what he's doing, but he is caught up as well. He's like, I'm going to do this. I'm a sneaky Mad Cat.
Oh, wow. Well, nice round from both teams when it comes to the defense. Rise make it look a little bit easier. They didn't even allow that bomb to get planted. It got stuck at that back window. And all comes behind that first blood, like you mentioned, from TJ Halley. Now you see Gunless on your screen. What can he do in this Game 5? He hasn't had a poor series, but he certainly didn't have a good Game 4.
No, he definitely didn't. And remember, in Game number 2, Rise Nation, their offenses just didn't work out. So whether Splyce know exactly what they're going to do if they did their homework, let's see if Rise Nation can open something up on an offense in a search and destroy.
Taking their time right now. You have one player kind of working underground. That's going to be Methods. You see the defense on the minimap from Splyce. You have one very deep there from Jerd towards B. One sort of playing at the box inside a fire. And
I wonder if Jerd's
two working back.
He isn't sniping, does have an STG, so his main goal is to just get information. As soon as he knows or sees somebody at this B site.
I think he might have already seen something, because look at the two players wrapping out of fire.
Yeah, they know. Especially because where you have Tommy. Look where Tommy is.
Yeah.
He has so much information on the map. You can see 3 players at Splyce, set up on this street. Band's starting to push up. You have that cross as well as from Jerd. There we go, first blood to Splyce.
Yeah, and that's why there's just no pressure. There's nothing towards A. Their positions completely known by Splyce. Looney at least able to take one head off there and give them an opportunity. But there's only 30 or so seconds in the round right now. Methods and Looney have to clutch up. What team's going to strike first on offense might just be the question.
Yeah, and Rise Nation, I mean, their offenses just haven't looked good.
No.
And the difference maker to me is they just haven't played it at their pace. Typically, you see like TJ finding that first blood. Looney, though, he's able to get across. This is a big gunfight won by Jerd. Now Looney left in a 1 versus 2, and you can see he just sprints across to that A bomb site.
He gets this down, and it's manageable.
Doable.
It's absolutely. So here comes the plant. He plants it outside, so he can peek this from just about anywhere.
If he finds one, I was gonna say if he goes towards that side and finds Jerd, Mad Cat's gonna spot him top middle. Nope, he doesn't. So here we go.
Looney's got so close to spotting players, just hasn't yet.
He might get perfect timing here.
There's Jerd. There's Jerd. 1 versus 1 now. 1 versus 1. Can he find Mad Cat? He mantles up, and Mad Cat finds the kill. That'll be a second round for Splyce. I mean, a valiant effort there from Looney, trying to clutch up in a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, and the reason he decides to auto-mantle is maybe he thinks Mad Cat's flanking him if he catches an angle. If he catches a good timing where Mad Cat's behind him, he gets away, right? So, you know, Looney just takes a bit of a risk there. Great job by Mad Cat to be close to Jerd.
All right, Splyce now with the advantage. Still all the victories here coming on the defensive end. Offense now for Splyce. Do we see something, I mean, maybe at least it looks a little bit more like an offensive round with a purpose versus what we've seen from Rise Nation.
Yeah, we'll see. You see that bomb moving towards that site. And again, pretty much the same setup, but that bomb's going to go down. Jerd's going to start that plant. Gunless is outside that window. He's going to find Bance, and that's big. That's that first blood that you need if you're Rise.
Absolutely huge. Gunless is tagging up the player inside the site as well. Jerd does trade that out, but it's still going to be man advantage because TJ Haley found a kill on the other side of the map. Now 3 versus 2. Can this be the first post-plant hold here? Can Splyce do it?
He spotted both. I think he knows where both players are. Able to find one. Jerd, some nice shots there. TJ, though. TJ in Methods. Jerd, 1 versus 1.
Here we go. TJ peeks the edge. Jerd gets a bullet in. Jerd hits the edge, and Jerd wins the 1v1. And you see Splyce now getting hype. What a crucial one-on-one gunfight.
TJ thinks he has the advantage. You see that straight jump across, but Jerd gets around that box, and he has that PPSH and that STG, so he's able to find that weapon on the ground. A great round from Jerd.
Incredible stuff there. And that is going to be what the first offensive round win that you're going to get, and that's where you're going to see the separation now. 3-1 victory, or 3-1 edge here for Splyce.
Yeah, Jerd's 8-2.
Wow.
Already at 550, just one more kill for those streaks, and there you go, Rise Nation. Seems they're committing to this bomb site much quicker this time.
Can Jerd get the streaks here as well? He's going to get some information there with the nade. Knows he tags him on bomb. That's going to, number 5, Vance is going to peek in through mid. Should see what angle he can get, but he gets caught with a nade almost immediately. But it's a first blood from Mad Cat. Things seem to be falling apart for Rise Nation. Vance just trying to tag him up through the window, but another kill goes to Rise.
Down. That's big, but there we go. Methods finds 2. 1v2 now for Tommy. Can he clutch up? No, Gunless shuts him down, but a huge kill on Jerd from Methods.
Huge kill and a huge round. I think Rise had to win that. You know, if you go down 4-1, what was it, a 5-1 advantage that Splyce got in the game 2 where they were just rolling on him? You had to get this offensive win, and they do get it done. And like you said, they hit the side a lot quicker this time. It wasn't as
yeah, they commit, right?
Almost like lazy.
Like their offenses have just been so slow so far.
Well, sometimes it's like, is TJ going to fly forward and make a play or not?
Exactly.
Wow. Gunless has had some incredible performances on this map and, well, just in general so far early in the year. But it's been the Jerd show, man. 8-3, and they've been favoring this A site. And look at the defense. Looney gone almost immediately, and that's going to be a very early plant. And this looks to be an ugly round for Rise.
Yeah, and Mad Cat, you can see where he's playing. He's going to get a lot of information. Oh no, this is horrible timing. But a great shot out of Mad Cat takes down TJ. That could have changed the round right there for Rise Nation.
TJ on the short end of some 1v1s right now.
Yeah, Madcat looks like he's going to get another. No, Methods station down. So 2v3, 33 seconds left for Rise. Gunless and Methods. Gunless doesn't spot Tommy, he does though. Now 2v2. This is a scary round for Splyce. Jerd's going to get spotted as well. What is going on? Bance now left in a 1 versus 2.
Jerd maybe a little bit too wide of a shoulder peek there, and Methods rips him. Bance, though, the clock at least on his side.
Just trying to find a good timing here, and he might find it, but he gets spotted. 4 versus 2 retake from Rise Nation. That just cannot happen if you're Splyce.
That round,
just playing the bomb.
That round almost looked like unwinnable when you looked at the minimap. When you got that first blood, to open it from Bance, and you saw it was a full B stack on defense from Rise, I was like, oh god. I mean, I was like, this does not look good. But Gunless and Methods just rip people off of cover there, and in situations where they probably shouldn't have been able to.
Just don't give them gunfights. just play inside the bomb site, trade with one another, but there we go, 3-3. That was a huge round. And now you have Methods working on streaks as well.
Can he get this plant in is the big thing. Can he get the plant in?
But there we go, yeah, Jerd finally has some help from Bance. So a nade will come out. Bance has a ton of information. Look how aggressive Tommy is on the map as well. Tommy already in that beer building.
And they know they've got them basically pinned and spawn underground and also inside a coal. So not a lot of map position at all for Rise Nation. But if they rip people off a cover like they did in the last round, they don't need a whole lot of map position.
Looney, he's going to spot Tommy. Tommy's going to back down, go towards that A site. And again, the key player here is Methods. Methods so close to streaks. TJ, 3 and 6. He's really been shut down so far in this search and destroy.
He certainly has. Jerd has had his number. Methods just desperately wants this plant.
And again, due to Tommy's positioning, they know they're at this B site.
Nice shots again. Again, it's Jerd just peeking maybe a little bit too wide, and Methods rips him with the bar.
Nade's coming out. Tommy's going to hit this on the Methods. Bance is there to trade it. There's Bance. Able to find 2. 1v3 now for Looney. Oh, and he finds some good timing there.
He spotted. He should have seen one. He spots another, but Madcat gets the better of him with the STG. So you lose the round, but at least you get the streaks behind Methods. So now, I mean, for me, this just comes down to whether or not you get good uses out of these streaks. Are we going to see Mountain pulled out by the Splyce members? Did they realize he actually picked up the streaks? They should, as I think he had, what, 4 or 5 kills in a row.
Yeah, we'll check the players at the start of this round. Let's see if they switch over to Mountain.
If not, I mean, maybe that's where you get your difference. I mean, that makes that slow offense a whole lot easier if you can get a pick with a streak. So no, yes.
They may not expect this. It doesn't look like they know this at all. Methods only 7 and 4, so why would they? Looney, great nade on it. He's going to hit 2. That gives them for information. Gunless, he got first blood here last defensive round for them.
Exactly. We know he has the ability to just beam somebody off that window. He does it again. It's Jerd. Jerd's getting picked in some situations where he's frustrated. Like, he's had a great map. He's 9 and 6, but the last 3 deaths, he's just been ripped.
Right. Yeah. 9 and 6 again. It's like, all right, you're doing great. Just stop, please. Stop getting picked.
Yeah, from 8 and 3 to 9 and 6, so he's absolutely slowed down. Another kill for Looney. You still have those streaks on Methods, but obviously you like to keep those in the back pocket when you have a 4-2 advantage.
Tommy trying to make a play on TJ, is able to find 1. So Tommy now has middle control. Bance, though, he's stuck in that bomb site. There's Methods with that trade. Last guy left in a 1 versus 3. Great job by Rise.
What a map 5 and what a series we have here, Joe. All tied up at 4 apiece. Battling here for this first win. And it's a big one. I mean, this might determine who gets first seed in the pool, right?
Yeah, like if Rise Nation gets second in this pool, then you have a very early matchup versus a team like Optic or whoever it is. It could be this is a big day for these pool play teams.
Fun day. Friday fun day. The pool battles. 4-4. Streaks for Methods. Offense now for Rise.
And again, there's that infantry. Tommy has Mountain on. Madcat with armor. Bance with airborne. That's a big first blood for Gunless.
How many times is Gunless just going to beam somebody at the opening or into the rounds, man? He has taken over the game as well. 9 and 4.
There's the adjustment as well. They know Tommy was pushing up towards that barrel building. Madcat trying to get aggressive, but there's Gunless. Again, 10 and 4 on a 4 spree. This is getting a bit out of hand right now for Rise Nation. This should put them up 5-4. And again, Methods hasn't had to commit to anything.
No. You still have the streaks. He hasn't had to do anything. Jerd at least able to win that gunfight there, but he's in trouble. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's on steps, but he's got to deal with 1 in mid. 2 near that A site. They're getting bombed down. We'll continuing just to pepper him here.
Gunless is just going to go on through.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let him get he gets the plan, he gets the kill, and that's he's very close to streaks as well, I believe. This is still winnable for Splyce, but you've got everything working against you right now, Joe.
Yeah, you definitely do. Splyce, they're going to be on the attack. They've tried working that A bomb site, so maybe a bit of a change going into this one. Round number 10. Rise Nation have had a pretty back and forth game here, but finally taking control on the back of Methods and Gunless.
Oh God, yeah, you have 4 streaks now.
Okay. Yeah, they're going to use a ton here.
Just make it rain. I mean, you can basically keep them from
as
planting for an hour.
As soon as Methods gets that information, and he does, there's the nade. He's going to back on up. There's the hit marker. And again, you can see through those walls. Not too much mountain. Maybe Mad Cat and Jerd. There's the first streak coming down. He might catch that bomb planter. He's going to see so many players. Can he find one? Puts it in underground. He does. That's first blood for Gunless.
And here comes more. Methods now calling in the fighter pilot. The realization dawning on Splyce that they might not even get many gunfights this round.
If they get out of this round and make it to around 11.
The problem is there's still 2 more streaks. How are you going to get this bomb planted to beat?
Here we go. Vance pushing up a little bit in that side room. Yeah, I wonder, they're just trying to get as much information. There's the other fighter. Yep, there we go. Gunless able to catch him. I just don't think they thought they had 4, right? Like maybe you think Gunless has a couple.
Wow.
There we go. Rise Nation puts him away in game number 5.
Rise Nation close it out.